YouTube, it's Brian Phillips. What are we doing today? We've got the BAE Hawk from Arrows. That's a 4S 2200. Yep, we did it on a 3S 1300 at the beginning. And it was here, this is here. So we're still nose heavy, but I think we're gonna be okay. We've heard from a number of different people that 4S works great on this. We are sacrificing our plane for the test. So throttle cuts off, and I had my stick move forward. That's why you use throttle cut. So we're gonna probably launch this way. The wind is kind of running like this right now. So here goes nothing. Auto leveling is off. Auto leveling is on. We're gonna verify. Now, why do we use auto leveling when we do a hand launch on this plane? Because we haven't vetted it with this power. So we're just gonna do that this time. With more power, should come an easier hand launch. Okay, here goes nothing, guys. 100% throttle out of the safe. That was so much easier. That's 60% throttle. Look how awesome and rock solid that is, folks. Guys, she's flying great. Really, really good. That's 20% throttle.
That's crazy.
100% throttle. Oh yeah, so good, so good. Man, that thing looks so good in the air too. That's about 65, 70% throttle. Here's 100% pass. Holy cow, that thing is fast. Now remember, we don't have a rudder on this plane. And we were able to do this all with an AR410 with the Vector. Very cool combination there. Man, I want a rudder so bad when we got crosswind. Oh, yes. Doing a couple clicks of nose trim or down trim on the elevator to bring the nose down. Obviously, the all-up flying weight is quite a bit heavier in this configuration, so you got to respect that and give yourself a little bit more room. We could probably land it just like similar to the way we landed last time.
Yeah.
Look at the upso, guys. It's incredible. Why the heck were we flying this on 3S? Woo! I got it oscillating there, did you see? That's the first time I've made a Vector oscillate. So guys, I want to try without the Vector. Okay, so here's no stabilization. It is off. It's just Brian Phillips flying this plane right now. Now, when you're flying fast, it's pretty good. Feels pretty stable. Of course, we're a little bit on the nose heavy side, which is good. If you're gonna be flying without a stabilizer, you're gonna tend to wanna really be nose heavy. But it's just cruising along. What happened to the wind?
I don't know.
Okay, back to the stabilizer. Auto leveling here, just so you can see what it looks like. We'll bring the nose down. Why don't we go up by the runway here? So you gotta go a little bit wider when you're using an auto leveling feature because it's gonna limit your bank angles and things of the sort. By the eagle killing zone and then drop it down right in front of us. We're gonna go in front of the garage. Okay, into the throttle about 30%. Yeah, baby. Okay, back into stabilizer. You good where we are?
Mm-hmm.
I wanna do another pass that way. If you don't mind going back just a hair.
Towards you?
Toward me. Woo! Woo! Unscheduled landing, everybody. There's gonna be a scratch mark on there. That was totally unscheduled, folks. But you know what? Watch this. I just want to show you the beauty of this. See where my wires are there? They all go back to the AR410. Watch this. Watch this. We're just gonna slip that right there. I'm just gonna slide that right in there. Just like that. There we go, just a hair back further. And all we did was just took a little skim coat off the edge right there. I think we're gonna be golden. The canopy popped off and saved our tail on that. Okay, let's get the canopy. Canopies do make planes fly better. You may have noticed that I hit the ground. That was, timer's counting. That was a little bit unscheduled. Oh man, talk about getting lucky.
Grass.
That was such a lucky crash. Oh my goodness. All right, we're doing that again. You ready? Okay, I'm not doing safe this time or auto leveling. Hey, well, that'll finish it off. Okay, so just to be clear, I think something else might have broken and I didn't realize. Are you kidding me?
What?
I'm trying to think of what could have caused it to yaw so bad, because I felt like it was yawing like incredibly bad. Well, I guess sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. Everything is still working on the plane. This plane could be fixed, and I think it probably will be, but probably not for the circumstances of our day. But man, that was so cool while I was flying around. All I've got to say is, what the heck, Brian? I like this plane a lot. Okay, so let's do one thing here. Camera crew, hold that. I want to just try one thing quick, just because, you know, here on Brian Phillips RC, we like to take it to the next level every once in a while. What?
What are you doing?
She's giving me that look like, what do you have going through your brain right now?
Like 3 pieces, so I
know, but this piece doesn't do anything. Who needs that anyway? I want to just try something. I want to see how terrible it flies without the front end. What? Is that a problem for you? Are you concerned?
It's not a problem for me.
Well, I know, but I don't want to upset my camera crew. All right, we're going to try this without the front. Just because I want to, and that's what we're doing. Okay, sometimes you set your mind to something and you're going to do it. And this is one of those times. Okay? So we're just getting everything secured. Get it all up to the ship shape.
What was that thing about canopies usually make planes fly better?
Well,
do noses not fall into that category?
We'll just put that back on later. Okay, so let's check the CG. You always got to check the CG.
I have to film.
It's actually better that way. Okay, so now my only issue with this is I don't want to lose the battery. So, well, maybe we should put the crash victim back on the, because we're going to land it right there. Maybe we should pick that stuff up.
Well, here, I'll put it in my pocket.
All right, let's pick up all 3 pieces. And by the way, that's a fixable thing. It's just going to be a bit of a pain. So, and then I got to glue that on. That's probably a 20-minute job. So boil some water. Let's just show you how good this thing flies now. Okay, stabilizer is in auto level.
I still have parts in my hand, just a second.
Yeah, I'm waiting until the camera crew's ready, because this could be pretty dramatic. Are you ready? You sure you're ready?
Yes.
Okay. Everything is working. Elevators are working. Okay, so I'm gonna launch full throttle. Oh yeah! That is awesome. Okay guys, we're just back off the throttle. Yeah, there's your problem. There's your problem, folks. There's your problem. Yeah, there's no nose on your plane. Did you notice that your canopy is gone and your pilot is missing?
Who needs a pesky nose?
Who needs a pesky nose? I'm about 60% throttle, folks. I am in auto leveling just because I'm still nervous about that last crash. Okay, we're out of the auto leveling. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna not go too crazy here. We'll just do a low G maneuver. You good? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, who needs a plane? Who needs a body on there, you know? Yeah. That's for weaklings. Canopies and pilots and stuff. We just like flying them without. That looks actually quite cool. Since there's like literally no nose, that is so bizarre. Full speed pass. Guys, the 4S is awesome. It really kind of ticks me off that I broke that thing, because look how good it's flying. See, Aero's planes fly when they're half broken. This is crazy and awesome. So for the record, anything you see us do on this channel, it would be maybe not the smartest move to copy some of the things we do, at least. But I gotta say, this is pretty dang fun. All right, let's try to bring it under the lines. You good? Mm-hmm. Okay. Man, there's that spot where it disappears up against the trees. That is so cool. Oh,
yeah. Your thumbnail, right, for this video?
Well, yeah, let's get a thumbnail.
The pass.
I have to be doing a
no
pass
nose.
with a big thumbs up like a huge dork. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay, here we go. Coming in again, you good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, getting in the throttle just a little bit inside toward the house, you good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. They're gonna be like, that's clickbait. Well, I mean, sort of, but not really.
Technically.
If it really happened in the video, it's not clickbait, guys. That is crazy. I'm sure Arrows is gonna love the fact that we present their aircraft in such an awesome manner.
Hey, that's a testament to
You can crash
something.
our planes, break them in half, and keep flying if you're insane. It's flying really stinking good.
It is.
I think that nose might have been the problem. That is so hilarious. You know, I do want to do the BAE Hawk in a larger size class too, because I love this plane. It's a cool plane. It's one of those planes that, as a kid, I probably would have thought, oh, that's an ugly plane. But now that I'm like into the radio controlled airplanes, like hard, and we have hundreds of them, I've just come to have a special appreciation for all these. Oh, and by the way, there's still a voltage alarm and everything on there, folks. I mean, we got the full functioning stabilizer. We've got everything in there. This whole plane is totally flyable. Who needs the pilot? All right, so the wind is kind of coming with us, so maybe we should take this opportunity to just try to put it down in a crash zone.
Okay.
We'll show the people, this is how you make a nice landing when you don't have a body on your plane still. See if we can draw this out nicely. Yeah, buddy, woohoo! Let's go check the leads. I was thinking it'd be better to do a nice drawn out sliding, but I was afraid without the nose, we would dive in. And so I wanted to hit the tall grass. Okay, I'm gonna lay this down. Pesky battery popping out like that. That was amazingly good, guys. Very cool. Okay, so let's check, see if there's any damage. The only damage is there were some tree particles in there. Look
You
in
mean
the,
minus the not nose?
oh, there's that. Hold on, let's see if that goes on still. See? Hold on, let's stick this on there too. I think this is gonna be good. I think it's good, folks. I think it's gonna be totally good. Let's see how it goes.
Totally good might be a bit.
Is that the good angle? Can I have the nose cone? Do
overestimation.
you have the nose cone? There is that little minor damage point there.
I have it somewhere. Do you really need it?
I need it. I need it. It's the difference
I'll fill
between
that pocket,
success
sorry.
and failure. There it is. Guys, it's like it never even crashed and broke in half. All right, I would say let's do another flight, except we just broke it in half. I do need to fix this. By the way, I know you're not gonna believe me when I say this, but this plane, you can take and dip that into hot water.
Yeah.
And when I say hot water, I mean boiling hot water.
Yep.
You can take probably about 10 toothpicks, reinforce any break point, get your glue on there, let it set up for a long time, stick it on there, then you can straighten it. This thing will look just like new, except the paint will be really hard to get cleaned up. There's a little crack there too. The thing will fly just like new.
Yep.
Maybe a couple of bamboo skewers if we could get them. It's a little bit thin on the sidewall for a bamboo skewer. But I would say, honestly, this plane it just gives and gives and gives. It gives even after you rip it in half. So really impressed with this. Arrows has been great to work with. Hopefully they don't hate us for putting this up. But the thing is, that was really fun. I really enjoyed flying that thing without half of the plane intact. And it's just a testament to how well this thing is put together. And just being a fun little belly lander, hand launcher. One thing I can tell you is I broke my own rule on that, and that was just use the auto leveling while you're taking off. There's really no reason not to. Even on 4S, it still has a propensity to like, whoa, get away from you because you don't have a rudder and you're used to having a rudder. And when you induce roll instead of yaw, then your plane does that. And then you end up tipping over. You get into stall tendencies that you could avoid otherwise if you had a plane that was yawing instead of rolling. So we simulate the roll control over on the rudder position. So the throttle and rudder, we did that in our unbox build radio setup if you're curious how to do that. But at the end of the day, you're still doing aileron roll. You're not doing rudder. And so if you get up into an attitude like this and you're already tending to stall, your aileron roll is going to continue to exacerbate the aileron. The aileron roll is going to exacerbate the stall, because then you're going to get your wing, your body is going to wash the lift that you're getting on this wing, and then you're going to crash just like I did. If you had a rudder, you could counter that to a degree if you had enough airspeed and enough thrust. In our case, we probably had enough thrust, but I would have had to really get it going. So if you're launching this out of the auto leveling condition, which I would say it's, like there's no harm in launching and auto leveling, then I would say you better get that thing launched flat and true. Okay, don't launch up, just launch it flat, or get it down here like this so that when you do launch, you're less high off the ground. You're almost in ground effect at that point. That'll help you to avoid this. But honestly, this thing will fly again and it will be awesome. Stay tuned, so much more to come. If you want to buy this thing for your very own, check the link in the video description below. Super fun plane. I know I've crashed it a few times, but honestly, I really like this plane. We have a little F-16 that we got from Banggood here not too far ago. I think it was an E-Sheen, 50 millimeter, real similar configuration. You want to know how many times we've flown that plane? However many times we did for the video. I mean, it flew good, it was kind of fun, but it just wasn't ballsy enough. It didn't have enough power, and I just felt like it was always on the edge of being destroyed. This one here, I like the way it flies slightly better. Similar price point, but by the time you buy that one, you're darn near a couple, $300. So I would say this one is a better fit for the budget if you're trying to be on the cheap. And you're sub $200 all in on this with battery and everything, but not the transmitter, assuming you have a transmitter. So with the Vector does make a big difference. You can get a $35 Spectrum receiver. The AR410 is cheap, and you're sub $200 on this thing. And that is with the battery, by the way. So 2200, 3S would be fine, but you do have to ride it back pretty far to get the CG right. 1300 3S is fine to get you flying. If you want a 1300 4S, you could really do some damage. It'd be fun because it would stay light. You could get the CG and still be in the strap, I think. Now bear in mind, I used 2200 4S and I was rammed into this little bite point here, okay? This little bite point here where I used to hold my receiver, okay? So it did work okay. And honestly, this is a super fun plane. I don't want you guys to think just because we were screwing around that it's a bad plane. I can't believe it. It's flying around without the nose on there. That's really cool. So, I mean, yeah, I'm not going to fly around like that all the time, but it was super fun. And we're glad you guys stuck around to watch that with us here on Brian Phillips RC, where I was doing crazy things to try to keep the hobby exciting and also teach you what not to do. More to come. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Okay, so we know you guys are going to want to know where we had the batteries. So I wanted to show you this real quick. This will probably be at the end of the flights, but you can see we stuffed it. This is where our battery mark was. The 3S went up here. The 4S is going in here, pushing into that, and it's biting. And I have the Velcro tied to itself so that it acts as like a dam. It like stops the battery from slipping forward, okay? Now I don't know if that's gonna work great or if it's gonna work terrible, but I want to show you how it balances out. So you got our CG marks here, as you can see. And I got my fingers on the front one. And it's still pretty nose heavy, and it's fairly nose heavy on the back. But that being said, on a hand launch plane, nose heavy is probably not terrible, because when you're coming in, you're not flaring like crazy. You might, you just want to bring it in so you can drag the bottom on the ground. So we're flying it with 2200 4S, 30C, and then, we don't have any telemetry on there, but we do have the vortex, or excuse me, the vector stabilizer for auto leveling, off, and stabilization. So we'll see how that goes. So if you want to help support us, check the link in the video description below. You can buy this for your very own from hobbyzone.com, and then we have links to buy the batteries. They also sell this at HobbyZone as well. And then we have a link to the XBC 100 battery checker. So hopefully we answered your questions. Again, this is rated for 3S, so hopefully it didn't end in a ball of flames. But this is what it looked like just before the ball of flames. Thanks for watching.